34 years old, married, with 2 beautiful children, Emma and Noah. I've always believed in the power of love, and that belief led me to marry my husband, John, 10 years ago. John is 36, a man who has always been there for me, or so I thought. Together, we built a comfortable life, nothing fancy, but filled with moments of warmth and laughter. I stayed at home, took care of Emma and Noah, and supported John in every way possible. He worked long hours at his office job, and I made sure he had a calm place to come home to. Every day, my life followed a comforting routine. Mornings were busy preparing breakfast, packing lunches, and ensuring everyone was ready to start the day. By 8 a.m., John would head out the door, and I'd kiss him goodbye, wishing him a productive day. After that, it was just me and the kids. I'd walk them to school, spend my afternoons cleaning, cooking, and helping Emma and Noah with their schoolwork. The days were simple, filled with predictable activities. There was a kind of beauty in that simplicity until, one day, everything began to change. One Wednesday morning, as I was tidying up our bedroom, I found something that shook me to my core. It was a receipt, a crumpled piece of paper from a high-end jewelry store. I couldn't understand why John would have it. We never spent money on expensive gifts. We were careful with our finances, always saving for Emma and Noah's future. My heart started to pound. I tried to convince myself it was for me, maybe a surprise, but deep down, something told me it wasn't. That day, I couldn't get the receipt out of my mind. I went about my day, playing with the kids, cooking dinner, but I felt disconnected, like I was in a fog. When John came home, I watched him closely, searching for any hint of deception. He was his usual self, kind, affectionate, even playful with the kids. But something felt off, and I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more beneath the surface. The next day, I tried to confront him. As he was getting ready for work, I asked casually, "John, did you buy something special recently?" He looked at me, pausing for just a second before answering, "No, why?" His tone was light, almost dismissive. I hesitated, but then decided to show him the receipt. He laughed it off, brushing it away, saying it must have been a mistake, something left behind by a colleague who borrowed his car. He kissed me on the forehead and left, leaving me standing there confused, hurt and unconvinced. From that moment, things started to unravel. John began coming home later than usual. He always had an excuse: work meetings, traffic, helping a friend. And then there were the phone calls. He would step out of the room to take them, and when he returned, he seemed distant, preoccupied. I tried to push away the fears that kept creeping into my mind. I wanted to trust him. I really did. But every night that he came home late, every time I saw him slip away to take a call, I felt a tightening in my chest, a fear that I couldn't ignore. One evening, when John came home late again, I decided to check our bank account, something I hadn't done in months. My stomach dropped when I saw the transactions: dinners at expensive restaurants, more charges at the jewelry store, and even payments to a hotel. I felt like the floor had been pulled out from under me. I couldn't breathe. The man I thought I knew, the man I loved, was keeping secrets from me, secrets that were tearing our family apart. I tried to talk to him again that night. I waited until the kids were in bed, and then I asked him, point blank, where he had been. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he sighed, his eyes cold and distant. "Emma, you're being paranoid," he said. "I'm just working hard for us, for the kids. Why can't you trust me?" His words stung, and I felt tears well up. He walked away, leaving me alone in the kitchen, the sound of the faucet dripping into the silence. The kids began to sense that something was wrong. Emma, who was 8, asked me one morning if Daddy was mad at me. She said she heard us arguing, and that I looked sad all the time. I tried to smile, to reassure her that everything was fine, but I could see in her eyes that she didn't believe me. Noah, only 5, has become more withdrawn. He used to love running to John when he came home, but now he just watches quietly from the living room. I felt helpless, trapped in a life that was supposed to be filled with love and trust. Every attempt to talk to John ended in frustration. He either dismissed my questions or became angry, accusing me of not appreciating how hard he worked. I wanted to keep my family together, but each passing day made it harder. I could feel myself unraveling, my heart breaking bit by bit. I wanted to scream, to make him understand how much his secrets were hurting us, hurting me, but I couldn't. I was scared of what I might discover, scared of being alone. One night, John didn't come home at all. He called around midnight, saying he was staying at a friend's place after a late meeting. I knew then, deep down, that whatever we had was slipping away, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. I cried myself to sleep that night, holding on to a pillow, wishing it was the man I thought I married. I wanted to believe that he still loved me, that we could fix this, but I no longer knew if that was true. I'm still here, still trying to hold on, for Emma and Noah. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. Maybe he'll come back to me, maybe he won't. But I've realized that I can't keep pretending everything is okay. My heart is broken, and I don't know if it can ever be whole again. If you enjoyed my story, please like, subscribe, and share. It means the world to me, and who knows, maybe someone out there has gone through something similar. Thank you for listening.